Okay, the following is a example of a couple things. One is the dishonesty of creationists, and another is the absurdity of using quote mines. Okay, the first quote he talks about is this. It should come as no surprise that it would be extremely difficult to find a specific fossil species that is both intermediate in morphology between two other taxa and is also in the appropriate stratigraphic position. And that is from James or John Krakaft in an article he wrote entitled Systematics, Comparative Biology, and the Case Against Creationism, 1983, page 180. And then he also quoted Richard Dawkins, and we find many of them already in advanced state of evolution, the very first time they appear. It is as though they were just planted there without any evolutionary history. Needless to say, this appearance of sudden planting has delighted creationists. The only alternative explanation of the sudden appearance of so many complex animal types in the Cambrian era is divine creation. Richard Dawkins, The Blind Watchmaker, 1986, page 29 to 230. And here is the reason why you should never quote. That first quote that I said from John Krakaft, I actually looked up the quote, and you know what he was talking about? He was actually talking about creationist quote mining and what a problem it is and how dishonest it is, ironically. And I sent him back this message. I sent Kamikaze back this message. Do you understand what he is saying? Have you ever read the context, or just his quote? The irony of this is his very next sentence, which I quote here. There is no doubt the reason for many of the quotes cited by creationists about the prevalence of gaps, but other citations or distortions tailored to suit creationists' own purposes. Now I sent him back there. And he tells me, I just caught you in a lie. You did not give me the very next sentence. You see, I do have the book, and I have other books by Dawkins, too. The very next complete sentence starts off, there is another conceivable sense in which evolution might be said to go in sudden jerks. The sentence is nowhere in sight. You accuse me of quote mining, and you're the one that does it. And then I correct him and say, not in Joel Krakaft's article. Maybe that was the next sentence in the creationist website you got from the quote mine from, or you might be confusing the two quotes, one from Dawkins, one from Joel Krakaft. The quote I'm talking about is in the article in the book, Scientists Confront Creationism. So I explain this to him. And then he comes back at me and says, so, I just told you that I own the book and gave you the very next sentence in Dawkins' book, not some, quote, creationist website. So, you're reading the very next line from a book that wasn't even Dawkins. To prove my Dawkins quote was taken out of context. Your lie is compounded. You just admitted that your quote wasn't even from Dawkins' book, but from a different guy. I'm too busy to argue with somebody who is purposely lying to me. You lose. And then I tried to correct him again and found that he had blocked me.